Can you talk about the bodies a little bit? We all seem to have one, or to be attached to, or inhabiting one, and they're all gonna go away at a certain point, and we tend to get identified with them, you know, it's who we are, or we take care of them and worry about them getting sick or stuff like that. Can you talk about the body a little bit?
Your body is your lower frequency. You know, you have your whole being is an energetic frequency. The lower part of it is the body. Actually, the body doesn't exist as we believe it does. It's just our human reality. So within this reality, the way we can connect to self or others is through the body. Well, if you imagine that, you know, the whole, everybody's energetic body create God or
Create what?
God or universal energy. All the energies together create God. It is God. It is the universal energy. It is the source, whatever you want to call it. When you look at from your body, the part of energetic part that is closer to your body is that is what you call your soul. But that is the relation that you have from yourself that is not real anyways to everything else. But the energetic of you, which comes from the whole universal energy, is bigger than you. And the way it relates to you is just energy. Because it doesn't need to relate to your physical body. But on human reality, our body is like an antenna. This antenna brings the spiritual energy and connects it to the earth energy. So there's two types of energy, earth energy and a spiritual energy. And trees are the same way. We are the same like trees, actually. If they meet above our physical body, we are more earthy, we are more grounded. If they meet below your feet, you are more spiritual. So spirituality actually has nothing to do with how long you spend in India. It has to do where they meet. And our process is that they meet, in some lifetime they meet here, gradually go down, 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 and go in the bottom. And wherever they meet, you have pain and you have unrest. The body is just our reality. It's an illusion. And everything that goes with it, the pain, the misery, whatever, is part of that illusion.
And when you die? Or when?
You see, energetically, the spirit energy uses the earth, minerals, materials to create the body, and when it's done with it, it'll go back to the earth. And then in the future, that energy pick another combination of you. And of course, there's no future or past either. I use that terminology for you to relate to past life and whatever. But it's parallel reality. So again, time is an illusion that it works for us. That is, we are linear, so we go from past to future. But in our energetic sense, which doesn't make sense, we are not linear. Everything exists now. Everything and everywhere exists together now. And that's how nothing is separated. The only thing is separated is our bodies, the illusion of separation.
Why do you think specific souls choose to live within a human form? Do we do it to learn a specific reason? Do we do it to raise our vibrational frequencies to evolve to another plane? Or do we just choose to live within this plane
You know,
for a specific reason?
when you say choice, when you choose something, a mind chooses. On energetic level, there is no choice. It doesn't choose, it's a process. So, part of the process of the rise and increase of our vibration, a part of that process, it works through our body and we do what we need to do. So it's not that we choose it because we are the lower part. The higher part doesn't choose, it just goes through that process. And we are part of that procedure. So it's very difficult to say why the tree is there, why we are, the whys are beyond our understanding. You see, for example, why do you think a Scorpio exists? What does it do? I mean, a cow, okay, you can milk it. Well, why Scorpio? Well, we never see the benefit of a Scorpio. But there is something about it, that's why it exists. And it's the same with us. Everything exists because energetically, that existence of us and everything else bring a harmony that it needs to be. Because you don't exist for you. You see, the cell of your body a cell doesn't exist for itself. It exists for the body. No cell by itself is sustainable. So the cell is product of the body. The body is not product of the cell. So that is the relation.
It's a collection of the all.
Yeah.
It's a collection of
The whole thing, and you are part of it, yes.
yeah.
And you experience part of that collection, yes.
Yeah. So all energy is made up of the same essential things.
Yes.
Just from my understanding, they just happen to be vibrating or consistently vibrating at a separate frequency. So like the trees are made up of the same things as humans are. We're all made of the same
Yes.
physical material.
Yes.
Just manifesting in different forms.
Yes. Yes.
If our bodies are an illusion, does it show that we all create our own realities?
Yes and no. You see, yes, we create our own reality, but we are not in charge of that creation. You create your own reality, but you are not in charge of it. Something makes you to do that, which is not up to you.
And what's that something? Spirit?
Yeah, it's the whole, you see, as I said, the humanity, you see, each of us is like a cell of a body. What mandate each cell is the whole body, not just one cell. Of course, it's interrelated, but the whole body mandate each cell. So, the body mandate the cell of the eye to be a certain way, the cell of the skin to be a certain way. And of course, if it's not in harmony, then it affects the whole body, like you get cancer. But the harmony comes from the body to the cell. Cell is a part of the process. Yeah. And you are part of the process of creation. So when you say I manifest something, you manifest, but your manifestation is limited to your nature, which is not up to you, and your surrounding, which is not up to you. It's like, can you be a marathon runner? Yes, but will you? No. Everybody is capable, but nobody have the nature to use that capability. So in a way, you see, there is no possibilities. So I say it's if, but there's no if. There's no possibility. Everything is 100%. There is no possibility that you become a marathon runner. 100% you will not be. So can you manifest that? No, because it's not within it.
Is that like everything is pure potential? Is it in that concept?
I don't know that concept.
Just all possibility. When you say that we could be it, because it is all.
Yeah, but actually I say opposite that.
Okay.
I
Then I
said-
need to hear it again.
I said you're limited to your nature.
That I understand.
And you live right now your maximum potential. And maybe tomorrow that maximum goes to a different level and you live that. You're not missing anything of that potential.
So we're as good as we can get.
Exactly. That means you don't have to suffer to become better. Everything is created perfectly. And you and I and everything else is perfect. We just don't relate to it the same way we don't relate to a scorpion. And its perfection. Yes.
Kind of another subject, but what are some of your thoughts on other third-dimensional beings and their interactions with our planet? Like, say we live on Earth, but most likely there are other planets with other third-dimensional life, so
Yeah.
physical life.
Yeah.
What is some of that interaction onto this planet, and particularly Pleiadians or other, just other life in general?
Yeah, but there exists other life. I don't relate to them, not because they have no relation to me. It just, to me, is not that important to know. There are much more important things. You see, it's just a knowledge. We live what we need to live. And the most important thing is self. What happened to others outside, it really is not important to me. That's why, because it's not important. You see, when you ask a question, I'm Googling it. Some of them people ask before, so I tell you right away, because I have done it before. Some of it, I don't know. This is the first time you ask, so I go within, and each cell of everybody's body, each cell of your body knows everything already. You just can't access it because you try to access it externally by knowledge. When you relate something three-dimensionally, I mean, this is the way you relate to it. But that thing could be 7 or 8 dimensional. Its consciousness, it has nothing to do with how you relate to it. They are not three-dimensional. There are far more.
Is it true that we actually have access to our Akashic records?
What do you mean? I know what you mean, but I want you to explain what you mean. You see, these are terminologies. But what is Akashic record?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's what we've done since the beginning of creation up until now. So
Yeah.
we recorded every single action, thought, energy.
Where is it recorded?
Where?
Yeah.
In the crystalline grid.
Yeah, but you see, I know what's Akashic, I know what you're saying, but the reason I ask this question is because this is only a definition, a limited definition of what it is. You're explaining, you're minimizing something huge to something you can understand and relate to it like a record. There's no such thing as a record. Because even your physical body doesn't exist as you relate to, rather than a record of something. Energy doesn't need a memory. Energy has everything and doesn't have a past or future, so there is no such a thing of a record. So it, on a grander scheme, it's much different than what you call it. And then on a grander scheme, there's nothing that you need to access to. Because whatever that thing is in charge of you. Why do you need to access to that?
It's how DNA is going to be changed. It's how you can change your biological.
Yeah, but you talk as if you are in charge of it, as if you do it. The way you say it, as if you're going to change your DNA and you access that and you're going to do it.
Yes.
I totally disagree with that.
What's that?
Nothing is up to you.
Well, okay.
As I said, from the moment you were born, you were supposed to sit here and ask this question. It's not up to you. It's like, you see, I'm sitting in a train, and it goes where it needs to go, and I constantly want to get a map, get direction. What difference does it make? That's how your life is. You act as if you are the driver of the train. You're not. You're just a passenger in that train. And we are all are. Of course, the ego likes to be in charge because we have been conditioned. You see, the religions actually have conditioned you of right and wrong. So they have control and charge over to tell you what's right. Through that, there are a bunch of new religions that you think they're better than the old ones, giving you the same thing, to do the right thing. You're not capable of doing anything wrong, and you cannot access anything that you don't need. Yes?
So if we're at our maximum potential and we didn't have to suffer to get there, do we ever have to suffer, and what's the point of suffering?
Well, the suffering is not real either. You see, there is no, always, any emotion is your only way that you can relate to your soul communicating with you. When your soul communicates with you, you have an emotion. And the only way your mind can relate to that is through that emotion. So, when your physical body resists to your soul direction, that resistance creates emotion for you to give it up. So it's not really suffering, it's just a side effect of a resistance. And when you give it up, there is no resistance, there is no side effect.
The real illusion is a freedom of choice. Not really freedom.
That is one of the illusions, yes, freedom of choice, yes. Yeah.
So basically we're on, like you said, our fate is predestined. This is the direction we're supposed to be going in.
Yeah. Scientifically, nothing has a choice.
Right.
I mean, no element has a choice. No tree has a choice. Nothing has a choice. The sun doesn't decide I'm going to come today or not. Why do we think we are better than everything else and we're ruling the universe and we have a choice? Why?
Ego.
Just the ego. You know, your cellular system doesn't have a choice. It's just the ego believes that you do. Choice is just human reality. Has nothing to do with any other part of creation. And the reason you feel you have it, because you live in duality. Because you have to choose the right one. But there is no duality. If there is no duality, what do you have to choose between? There is no wrong one. Whoever you are, whatever you do is perfectly designed for you to do.
So we shouldn't sweat any decisions that we have to.
Well, no, we do. No, shouldn't, there's no shouldn't. There's no shouldn't, you see. You do what you need to do. If your nature is to sweat decisions, that's what you do. But the outcome is set. And you have to go through the process of sweating. But when you realize that, then you don't need to go to the outcome of suffering or sweating. And from time to time you might sweat or suffer, but you say, wow, I was in my mind, let it go. Have a good evening.